Sweet, perfect. I actually didn't even look at your questions, bro. I don't know very roughly, but let's just go for it and we'll wing it. It's gonna be fun. Cheers, brother. Good to be here.
Good to be here as well. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here with AJ, also known as DJ Sound. He's a prolific musician, very hardworking guy, very inspiring guy, and he's given me some of his own time to come and have a chat with me. So welcome, AJ.
Thanks, mate. And looks like you've rehearsed pretty fucking well. Oh wait, am I allowed to swear on this channel?
That's all good.
Oh great. Fuck you. It's a great start. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Yeah, so Samar's been a friend of mine since high school, so it's really, really good to see. In fact, he was one of the reasons I got into guitar, and maybe if you guys Google us later, you might dig up some rubbish from back in 2010, where we thought we were the shit. I mean, Samar was really good, but honestly...
No. AJ has made a lot of progress in the last few years, and his music is really getting out there. Lots of people are listening to it. That's really exciting. I love his music. It's inspiring me as well to try different things. So yeah, you guys should definitely check him out.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, all good, man, all good. And so yeah, just tell us, how did you get inspired? I mean, I know how you got inspired to play music, but how did you start? What was your mindset and everything? And what got you here?
I guess the journey, it's interesting, like, obviously there were guys like you, Lester, Nikhil, like, you know, the guys from back in school that were doing the cool guitar thing, and were picking up girls left, right and centre. Nah, it wasn't based around that, but maybe at the time it was. But, you know, I kind of just got into it.
Yeah.
And then I dated someone who was an amazing pianist, and they would just have like these parties where they'd have family just sitting around, you know, the lounge, and everyone could play an instrument. Whether it's the guitar, the violin, the piano, like everyone could play something really well. And then basically from that, they used to jam. And then somehow they were all like bloody good singers as well. And so I started playing the guitar, which allowed me to start jamming with them. And I started learning chords. And so I was like the rhythm guitarist of the lounge, you know? And then basically from there what happened is, I guess, they kind of encouraged me to sing. And there was one night where I shat myself, like, preparing for this. But I sang the song, The Man Who Can't Be Moved by the Script, for them. And that was my first time.
And here's my dog.
And here's your dog. And that was my first time kind of doing that. And I shat myself. I was nervous as hell. I was sweating. I still sweat, by the way, when I perform. Like, it's just like a me thing. But not what your viewers want to know, really, eh? But you know, I was scared, but the feeling I got after that performance was like, whoa, like I've accomplished something today. And it's just been a high since then. Like, I wouldn't say performing is my #1 fun thing to do. It's probably more the writing, the production and releasing songs now. But, you know, that just got me into it. Like, I think, and then over time it's just grown and grown, and I collaborated with lots of people, did covers, did covers on YouTube. Some of those people blew up, which is great. And you know, that kind of just motivated me to say, look, anyone can do this, you know, anyone can do it, as long as you put your mind to it.
Absolutely.
So, kind of started like that, and that's what's got me here, to be quite honest. In 2020, I launched as the theajsound, which is like the first time I've actually, you know, releasing and writing original music, and to be honest, even that, it was a real push from someone, Taranum, you guys might know her as my manager. She's no longer my manager, but she's still on the sidelines supporting me hardcore, you know. And she was kind of the person that just pushed me to it, because you know, we met in January and she just said, Feb 29th, that's the date you're going to release your first song. And I was like, I don't have a song. And she's like, too bad, I'm going to announce it. You know? And that's kind of how it started. So yeah.
It's wonderful, isn't it? Because you work as well. You work a day job, and then you come home and you make music.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting, because a lot of people are probably watching have a day job, which is great if you have a family and stuff. But playing music, you get to travel, meet people, lots of interesting artists that you collaborate with. Is there someone you recently collaborated with that you would like to talk about, or?
Definitely, like big brother Tom Enzy. To be honest, like, I've always said from day one that I'm like this big shot Grammy-winning producer and writer and all this. Like, I don't actually say that, but you know, I've got that belief in my head. And I'm very cocky about the fact that I'll get there. Now, whether I get there or not is, you know, a thing. But I'm quite like confident in the fact that I'll be able to do it. And so, you know, in my posts and the way I convey myself, and even in real life, like, you know me as a cocky, probably cocky asshole from school now.
very outgoing, very fashionable and outgoing, and yeah.
But behind all that, right? It's like I don't believe that I'm a Grammy-winning writer today, right? But I think I'll work hard enough to get there.
Of course. Yeah.
But what Tom Enzy has enabled me to see is like, whoa, like production is so important, and the same songs that if I produce myself would have 50% of the impact on people that, you know, when he produces it, and I'm like, whoa, you've actually shown me something really cool and new. And I think, to be honest, like everyone who I've collaborated with has helped in some way. Everyone's pushed me forward, but the fact that someone at that level has kind of just picked up one of my random covers on YouTube, and then I've started working with him, and he's like a big brother now, and he helps, he puts in the time. He doesn't need to, he's massive. But he still does it, and that is really encouraging. So shout out to you, Tom. Jose, actually, that's his name.
Oh, okay.
But
that's nice
honestly, the guys, no way, Jose. You know, like that. The guy's like up there.
Yeah. I've seen his music and stuff, and he's like a DJ, right?
He was a DJ, and I think he'll still do it. But yeah, to be honest, like he's really loving the production right now. And look at this dog. He's just like casually, what's up, man? You enjoying this?
She's very friendly.
Oh, what's up, girl?
Cleo.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess if there's one person to shout out at the moment, it would be Tom Enzy.
Nice.
But there's obviously been everyone I've worked with has added something to me, and hopefully I've added something to them. So.
Of course, yeah. It's great, isn't it? And it's quite a. I mean, it is a challenging field. Music is challenging because you've got so many musicians, talented people, you know, and
absolutely,
you have to
man.
stand out, and you have to produce something that grabs everyone's attention.
Yeah. While at the same time kind of being similar so that it's not too far off.
Of course, yeah.
Especially because of the music I do, which is pop. Like I want to do pop and pop EDM or pop dance.
What is EDM?
Electronic dance music. So it's the stuff you hear at festivals, you know, the doof. But you know, like I guess that love for EDM has come from what I didn't tell you guys before is I was a DJ before this stuff started for a few years, and you know my love for EDM and just making people dance and just seeing that passion and you know feeling those vibes from people. That's kind of it's just EDM can't leave me. I tried to go pop, but EDM, you know, it's just there. It's always going to be there.
And it's quite a good feeling when you can move people in that way. You know, you can make people get up and dance and really
euphoric.
Embrace that.
Euphoric.
That's a good word. That's a good way to describe it. Yeah. That's awesome. And what is the big? I mean, you've told me
dream.
The big dream. You're talking about the Grammys, but you know, stadiums or what?
To be honest, like when I first started, so the idols that I kind of look up to are like Post Malone, Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's probably number one in the long run. And you know, Post Malone, there's guys like Ali Gaddy, there's people like Taylor Swift. They're all super inspiring, and they're all in the pop scene.
Yes.
They can all write anything, but they're doing pop.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I kind of want to be like them in the sense I really want my pop music to speak my story and tell my truths, and hopefully I've lived enough and learned enough that people actually listen to it and go, oh yeah, sweet, this guy's got something to offer with his music. But at the same time, like the big dream, like I thought I wanted to do stadiums, I thought I wanted to do arenas and stuff, but to be honest, I'm still figuring it out. Like it's one of those things. I've been in the industry for a year, and you know, every month something significant happens. It feels like anyway. That changes my vision of where I want to go. But I think the big dream is Grammy for writing and singing a pop song. That's always going to be there. I want to be in Billboard, and you know that's a bit of that is my competitive and ambitious nature. Like I'm not competitive in that I want to win every little thing. But like for the big things, I do want to. You know, I'm quite competitive and ambitious. And the other part of it is, I guess. I forgot. Like I forgot. This is great. But you know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
It's
and you have to have that mindset. You know.
that's so funny. It's like I forgot. You know, we're real people, guys.
Of course. That's great, isn't it? And, And I love your tattoos, by the way. Like, is there a story or?
Thanks, man. So I'm trying to recover, as you guys can tell. Hopefully he edits this out.
Yeah, I will cut this out. He's,
I'm dying. Slowly dying. This is what the industry does to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a bit of a break,
Yeah.
and you can probably edit that out.
Yeah.
Just probably just start me coughing and go. He went on a bit, and then like come back. It's like we're back. Yeah, do that.
It's gonna be absolutely.
It's gonna be funny as.
And it's like a whole, lifestyle with you, right? It's like you have to be eating healthy, exercising, looking your best all the time, and the tattoos are great, and that's...
Well, I guess like my first tattoo meant the most. So can you guys see that? Can the camera see that?
Yeah.
So this tattoo was kind of like, in music you've got your top notes, like your melody, and you've got your bass notes. And so the bass notes are generally, and I can't read sheet music too well, by the way, so I might just be talking rubbish. But this is your bass clef. So this is
right.
Against the bass clef is where you would kind of record your bass notes, and against the treble clef is where you would record your top notes.
Right.
And what I did is like I reversed the treble clef, because I mean the top notes kind of always change, and what I mean by that is like with your bass notes, your morals, your values, like who you actually are as a person.
Wow.
There's very not insignificant, but there's very minor changes to that, I feel, from when you're born to when you die.
Right.
But with the treble clef, like the top notes, that changes a lot. That changes depending on who you hang out with, what you're doing at the time, all that kind of stuff. So there's more factors that probably influence how you are as a person in this moment versus what you actually believe in at the core.
Right.
The other thing is it makes a heart if I do that, and then there's another musical note outside the heart. Why it's outside the heart is because there's no limit. There's no limit to love, freedom, and winning.
That's deep, man.
Like I don't know, like I kind of, that was my most thought out tattoo. Then I've got like stuff about my family, which is like these shapes, where I've got my parents kind of setting the foundations, and then as these puzzle pieces go up, my brother up there, he's like flying away somewhere because he's awesome and brilliant. Like there's me, I'm trying to like catch up to my brother in some regard. But yeah, like there's certain tattoos.
Oh, so thank you guys for watching the interview I just had with AJ. Unfortunately, due to some technical problems, we couldn't finish the whole interview, but there is a jam coming from him, so he will be jamming his song Heartless soon, and he'll be putting it out, so I will share that with you soon. Thank you.